Thank you, Mr. President. Why do you all hate them so? I want to share with you an example of an Iowan, my constituent, who will be further harmed by this legislation. Here are their words addressed in an email to me this week. You came to my door last summer. I have a dog that barked at you, and you were very brave to trust me when I asked if he could sniff your hand. I was happy that I was right, and he calmed down shortly after. Your wife complimented the pale green Victorian-style couch that we have on our front porch, and I invite both of you back at any time to share a drink or a conversation about what it is like to be a transgender Iowan. I voted for you in 2024. Please vote for me today. Please oppose Senate File 418. My job, my house, and possibly my life depend on the bill being stopped. For me, if this bill is passed, it'll be the first time in the nation's history that a state has repealed or removed any section of its state's civil rights codes. This would make it perfectly legal to discriminate, to deny housing to, deny a loan to, deny a rental application, deny a scholarship, deny entry to your business, anyone who is transgender or who may be perceived to be transgender. This bill will define gender as sex assigned at birth and removes any ability for a natural-born Iowan to legally change their gender. This bill would prevent people born in the state of Iowa from updating their vital records, such as a birth certificate, to reflect their gender, regardless if they have had gender-affirming surgeries up to and including what has been known historically as a sex change. The first step to obtaining the correct gender marker on a driver's license, passport, social security card, or any government-issued document is to first and foremost obtain an updated copy of your birth certificate, displaying your gender. This is not a quick, easy, nor free process. This bill would not only affect Iowans today, but would also affect the thousands of transgender Americans who have fled this state already for safer, more trans-inclusive states and countries, those who are no longer Iowa citizens. This bill would prevent transgender born in the state of Iowa from ever accessing updated driver's licenses in their new home state, because Iowa would never issue an updated copy of the birth certificate, and they would have no recourse. When your driver's license does not detail your correct gender, you are outing yourself as a trans person and as someone who can legally be discriminated against. So anyone who is able to access your driver's license, this would include grocery store clerks, pharmacies, as an ID is needed to purchase cold and flu medications, and upon discovering your transgender status, you can be removed from the premises with no recourse. This includes rental applications, apartments, who upon learning your transgender status can deny your rental application with no recourse. The same goes for car loans, mortgages, child care facilities, bars, restaurants, and more. This includes police officers who ask for ID at regular traffic stops, who upon learning of your transgender status have been known to become more aggressive against transgender individuals. In the Senate Judiciary Committee meeting Wednesday, Senator Jason Schultz of District 6 accused fellow senators who were in opposition to the bill of gross inflammation of theoretical events. He stated truthfully that there are states that do not have gender identity listed in their state constitution's civil rights codes. And he stated wrongfully that you cannot find a bus full of transgender people who have faced discrimination in Austin, Texas. To that I say, you can find a bus full of transgender people in the city of Des Moines that have faced discrimination, and in any town in this state, you can fill that bus with transgender people who have faced discrimination already because of their transgender status. This discrimination takes place today, now, and it will continue to take place and all that we can do is pursue recourse through the Civil Rights Code. When I began my social, medical, and legal transformation in 2014, 7 years after gender identity was added to our Civil Rights Code in Iowa, my employer told me that if I were to continue with my hormone replacement therapy, and if I were to change my pronouns at work, that I'd be asked to leave my position. I was fired for being transgender in the state of Iowa. This happened to me with civil rights protections. Removing gender identity from the Iowa Civil Rights Code will cause these events to happen more frequently, and those impacted most would have no legal recourse. I am begging you for your help and for your voice. Please vote no. And if you come to my door again, give me just a little heads up and I'll have a drink ready. Thank you.
The chair recognizes